All right. Welcome, everybody. We have Adam Wilson here from Polyform Studio. How you doing today, Adam?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So why don't you start off, Adam? What do you guys do over at Polyform Studio?
So, Polyform Studio is a product design studio, which means we create all types of digital and physical products for mostly early stage startups, but also for big corporations that are looking to make a new consumer tech product that is outside of their usual area of expertise. So we do a lot of R&D, we do a lot of mobile, we do a lot of now augmented virtual reality,
Sure.
blockchain stuff, all super fun tech stuff that's consumer facing.
Awesome. No, that's quite a variety of digital services you guys do for sure. How big is your team right now? You must have a few experts on your team too helping you out.
Oh yeah, we've been growing a lot. So at the moment, we've got somewhere in the mid 40s, 44, 45 people total, most of them designers, plenty of project management and brand people, web design people, 3D design people, all types of fun creatives.
Phenomenal, phenomenal, man. Absolutely. And how long have you been working in the, like, I guess for you, it's tech development, advertising space and marketing. How long have you been working in the space overall for?
Yeah, so I've personally been in the space, right since like right when the iPhone came out. My background's in industrial design, so I was designing physical products,
Mhm.
saw what was happening with the smartphones, was lucky to get into an agency here in the city that launched I think it was 7 of the 500 apps that went live with the App Store. So we were kind of there right from the start. And then, this, that, and the other thing happened, started a studio here in the city, grew that to 120 people before selling it in 2017, and then came back together with some people from that company and started Polyform just about 3 years ago.
Awesome. Awesome. Absolutely. So it's been three rocking years for you then. Absolutely.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah. Having run through the pandemic, were there any like change? Because I guess you would have started in 2019. Is that correct then?
that's right. Yeah.
So having run through the pandemic, then were there some changes you had to make to the way you guys did business in order to work with clients, or a lot of your clients like remote or far away, so it didn't make too much of a difference? Walk me through how that was.
Yeah, so we are a remote first company.
Mhm.
So, we do have an office here in Vancouver, but usually only 7 or 8 people come to the office. It's mostly fully remote. So that part of the business stayed the same. The types of businesses we worked with changed pretty dramatically. We work with a lot of early stage startups. So the types of startups that investors were investing in changed and always changes with the times. So all of a sudden, we were doing lots of video chat software and other things.
Yeah,
We were working with CVS on a lot of stuff for their pharmacies to help, keep people safe while they're in store.
totally.
So the types of projects changed quite a bit, but thankfully, COVID did not slow down our business or growth very dramatically.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you probably saw it as a big growth time for you guys then.
Yeah, it was a great time for us to be starting a new business that was experienced in this kind of stuff, because a lot of teams that would be doing this in house were unable to, and they were unable to build new teams. And if they weren't used to working remotely, it was just more convenient for them to hire an external team that was used to working remotely than to try and build that culture, in a month.
Sure, absolutely. No, that's awesome. Yeah, well positioned for that time for sure. And
Yeah.
um, one additional thing to that, of those changes you guys had to make throughout the pandemic. So, have any of those, like either services the way you did service then, or the services you provided during that time, have those continued now, or are you kind of going back to the way things were beforehand?
Yeah, I think, we work in a really agile industry. So every time we do something new, learn something new, we carry it forward onto the next thing. Every time we work with a startup on a particular type of product, or we work in a particular type of industry, that helps us get more work in that product
Yeah.
vertical or industry. So, a lot of what we did during that first year just got amplified in year 2 and 3.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, obviously, you have quite a bit of business experience, Adam. What would you say is one of your biggest learning lessons that you've had as a business owner?
That's a great question. So like I said, my background's in design. So I'm not a business guy. I'm not a sales guy. I don't have any formal training in any of those fields. So I think the biggest learnings I've had is just that when, I think a lot of business owners, small business owners, transition from being the implementation guy. They're doing the hand work. They're actually physically getting in there, getting the job done. And then they kind of progress to be the boss,
Absolutely.
right? And the leader. And I think understanding where my responsibilities changed during that transition was a big learning for me, and understanding that, I've got all these talented people around me. If I'm trying to design over their shoulder, I'm doing everybody a disservice, right? I need to just
100%.
get in the background, enable them to do their best work, and keep making the sales so I can keep them, with interesting projects in their hands. So it becomes a much more, instead of servicing the client, it's been a big shift to servicing my employees.
I love that. No, also, you hit on so many awesome points there. One of them is, what we work with a lot of our business owners on is there's working on the business and there's working in the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times that there's even a phrasing we use called the ladder of entrepreneurship, right? And it's kind of moving from that self-employed manager role in your business to a business owner role. Like, you have to identify, and oftentimes as owners, especially in the developmental stage, we're playing all of those roles, right? You're playing every single one, right? You're in it, you're doing it, you're working with the team, you're managing people, and then you got to go do your taxes and other things too. You got to figure out payroll, you're business owner as well, right? Sometimes you do got to wear a lot of those hats too, which is really important. And another one you hit on there, which I think is huge as well, is the owner takes care of the team takes care of the clients, right? That's so important. Sometimes the best thing we can do as owners, as leaders, is just to get out of the way of our team and allow them to do their thing, give them what they need, right? Because again, if they're, like you said, if they're the experts, if they're phenomenal, if they love to do that thing, why should we interfere, right? Allow them to do that, allow them to flourish.
Exactly. If you can't trust your employees to do a great job, then you did a bad job hiring and training.
That's a great point. 100%. I definitely, I definitely agree with that for sure. Now, Adam, say somebody is looking at our interview today and they're looking for some help with their digital media, their online assets. What's the best place for them to get in touch with you guys, or reach out to you guys for some help?
Yeah, you can go over to polyform.co, to the website, and just check out the work that we have there. We've got lots of information about our services and case studies and the team. And you can check out the contact form there and just hit us up. And always happy to talk to, especially local companies. We don't get a lot of local business. It's mostly from, Silicon Valley area or over
Absolutely.
in New York, where all the startup hubs kind of are. But Vancouver has such a great scene. It's always great meeting more people who are building cool things in the area.
Yeah, Vancouver's definitely up and coming with more tech stuff too. Even for us working with a lot of entrepreneurs down there, there's definitely more tech guys and more teams that are developing rapidly down there and throughout BC, actually, not just Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really exciting time for sure. And the last one for you today, Adam, this one might be a little bit of a thinker, but what is the most inspiring thing to you today?
Well, for me in my business, we're really on the precipice of the next tech revolution, which is really exciting because, 5 years from now, cell phones are going to start getting replaced with headsets. AR is coming in hot, VR is coming in hot. A lot of people think about virtual reality as something that's passe, or it's a toy, or it's not going to do anything. But people will be buying virtual reality headsets instead of TVs pretty quickly, and they'll be buying AR headsets instead of phones quicker than they think. So for us, that's a whole new paradigm of digital reality to get to design and play with and contribute to the growth of. So for me and my team, that's super, super exciting. And we're trying to stay really on top of what's going on out there so we can be ready to build some great things for our clients when the time comes on these new platforms.
100%. We're even seeing that transition now. Like I've done a lot of work in the marketing and media space, and even now the whole transition to everything's video now. You can't, like, photos are a thing of the past now. Everything is video. Everything's moving. Everything's quicker, right? Everything's more tailored to what you need. We're slowly getting into that, as you said, that AR kind of feel, augmented reality. So phenomenal, great thing to be inspired by today. I love that. We're all finished, so thank you so much for the time today, Adam. I really enjoyed it.
Pleasure. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cheers.